Hi, my name is Kim Murphy,
And I'm Emily Young.
and today we're going to talk about memes and how to use them in their classroom. So really, we're going to talk about what does that meme. So today, after we discuss what a meme is, we're going to talk about why you would want to use them in your classroom, how to find them, some educationally appropriate creation tools, some just things to watch out for and what not to do with your memes, and then we're going to end with making your own and challenge you to make your own meme. You really should. You really should try memes with your class.
We're going to talk a little bit about memes being educationally appropriate. The definition of a meme is that it's a humorous image, video, something that is copied over and over again and spread like wildfire. It goes viral. What I say is that you can change almost anything. So you can take a meme that you find on the internet and make it educationally appropriate when you think outside the box a little bit. It can be humorous and still be used in the classroom. It just requires that you think outside of the box of what your structured classroom is and put a little humor in what you teach. Please teach me. Really, I meme it. Wouldn't that get somebody's attention when you see that? Why would we use memes in the classroom? Well, you've got to think that we have 21st century learners. All of the students that are in our classrooms have grown up with technology or television or something at the touch of a hand that's all visual. 40% of all secondary students currently enrolled are visual learners. That means that they remember 75% of what they read or see, not what they do or hear. You also have to think about the majority of our students have grown up with social media, and things are flying by so fast in their faces, like Facebook and Twitter feeds and things like that. We have to get them engaged, and if a funny picture gets them to look at it and read the words, that's what we're going to do.
Case in point. So if you were invited to a mandatory meeting with a normal email invite, it pops up, you groan a little, you click accept, you may passively aggressively click maybe. But if you get a meeting that also includes a visual that says, hey, I love the way you post the lesson plans to Google Drive, and it's an invite to learn how to use Google Drive, you're already in a little bit better mood. Same thing with your students. If you're trying to get across either a classroom rule or a classroom procedure that you really want them to follow, this may be a way to kind of nicely introduce the concept or gently remind them of the procedure. So where can you find memes? Well, of course, you can do a Google image search. Caution there, it is a Google image search. Sometimes, depending on what parameters you put in, you may not find exactly what you're looking for. Pinterest is a great place. It's a great social media outlet to be able to search for classroom memes. I would highly suggest that you use the search parameter of classroom meme rather than just typing in the word meme. That goes a little all over the place and you might not get what you're looking for. But a disclaimer for the following sites. Some people, oddly enough and shockingly enough, post inappropriate things on the internet, if you could believe it. And sometimes sites get blocked, and especially on our filter, we're constantly trying to keep up with what's out there. So below are some sites that are deemed educationally appropriate. That doesn't mean that users don't abuse that at some time, and at some point it may or may not be blocked on our filter, but these are some sites that we do suggest. I would also suggest anytime you're using any search engine and you're looking for memes that you use the search parameter classroom.
Just so you know, excuse me, these are descriptions. So if you see these acronyms anywhere within the pictures that you're looking at, this is what they stand for. The only one, if it says SFW, Safe for Work, and when you start searching for memes, you might see these. This is what you need to know they stand for. So be sure that you're paying attention to those little tags before you click on a picture to show it. The next thing we're going to talk about is memes. You don't create a meaningless meme. Right now, this is humorous. This is a funny picture, but are you getting any information or any content out of this picture? No, you don't want to waste it on something that's not appropriate. You want to get their attention and engagement, but you want it to be content related or something that you need them to do. You don't want to waste your one shot on something that's just funny and no purpose. Below are some creation websites. There are 5 of them right now that I know work in the district. I have examples of how to create them, and we're going to run through them very quickly. This presentation is going to be available, and these are hyperlinks, so you don't have to worry about that, or you can just type them in. These are the true addresses. The first one is Memeful. I'm not going to go over each one, but I'm going to show you how to use this app real quickly, or this creation website. There's a box on the right that says top text. When you type in that box, where it says type text on the seal's forehead, it will show what you wrote. When it says bottom text, you'll replace the bottom text. And when you hit create, you've now created a meme. They are not hard to do. All of the apps work the same way. Here's Meme Better, Straight Outta. Here's the Trump Meme Maker. And this one is Wigflip. With Wigflip, you can upload your own image, which I did in this picture, and put your text on it if you'd want. We're going to give you a lot of disclaimers. So just remember that all of these sites worked at one time, but they could be blocked at any time. Again, with what Kim said about people doing things inappropriately. I mean, you can't believe that. Inappropriate on the websites. So there will be options that will be blocked one day and not the other. So just be aware of that.
There are also many apps that live on your Apple device, your iPad, or an Android phone if you have chosen that path. And they are listed here. If you download these, they work in much the same way as the websites that Emily just talked about. You can see here that you would simply install them on your phone, and then they work the same way. However, I do want to point out a couple of things on both the Android and the Apple. You'll notice that they are 17 plus apps. So 17 plus apps mean that students cannot download them. So just keep that in mind. That does not mean that students cannot create their own memes. And we'll talk a little bit more about creating a meme from scratch, but that doesn't mean that students cannot create their own memes. It simply means that these meme apps are not available for download on a student device.
Here are some basic ways to use memes, and I've got a couple examples to follow up with us. But classroom rules, fill in the blank, cultural issues, or even vocabulary or formulas. We're just going to scroll through a few more, but these are just some basic ways that I was thinking you could use them. If you notice on the left, one simply doesn't come to class late without a pass. That is an example of a class rule. Kermit there in the middle is doing vocabulary, meddle. Kermit doesn't meddle in issues that are none of his business. And what if I told you that Snape was protecting Harry by pretending to hate him? Wouldn't that get you thinking about that Harry Potter book a little bit more? We've got some math here, an example of how to use a formula, and then a little bit of history. So can you see these things? Can you see how you could use these in class? And they do have a purpose. I just want to mention this slide. If you click on the blue link, it takes you to this website, which has great information about how 65% of the population are visual learners. But this website does not show that information. If I had created this website or had used a meme, you would have gotten the information and it would have held your attention a little bit better than this website. So be sure that when you're using images, you're using them to portray the information that you want them to see.
What? You can't believe everything you read on the internet.
I know, it's amazing.
Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about creating your own memes, and we're going to talk about creating your own memes by using Chrome and some Chrome applications. So the first step would obviously be to open Chrome and to sign in. Hopefully, if you are avid fans of Emily and I, you would have already have Chrome open and be signed in. So we're going to talk about some Chrome apps that you can utilize to make memes. So Meme Creator is the first one we're going to talk about. You'll notice that the second one, Meme Maker, is blue, and we have not added that to Chrome. That's because that Meme Maker particular Chrome app is blocked on our system. So we're only going to talk about the top and the bottom one. So Meme Creator and Meme Maker are the two Chrome apps that you can install on your device and create your own memes right there. And you're signed in, and they save to Google Drive and all that good stuff. There's also an extension called Meme Magic. So remember, if you've watched the Chrome webinar, extensions extend what happens on the page that you're on. So what Meme Magic allows you to do is once it's installed, you can actually right-click on any picture that you've searched on Google, and you have the option to then just make a meme right in the screen, which is great because you don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to open a separate program or type anything in a separate program. You would simply make the meme directly on the screen. But how do you make your own memes? Let's say you don't want any programs, you don't want any apps, you don't want to go to a website, you just want to make your own meme. It's super, super simple. All you have to do is find an image, cite it. We notice there's no citation on this picture because Emily took this picture herself.
That's my cat.
It is her cat. And so what you would do is you would find your image. Please cite images that you use, but you would open the photo and save it. You can do that in Photos, Photoshop, Pixlr, whatever you want to do. Then the next thing you're going to do is open up a word processing program. So whether that be Google Docs, Word, PowerPoint, Slides, Keynote, whatever it is, your choice, anything that you can type on, you're going to open that up and you're going to paste the image in. Then you're just going to add a text box at the top for top text, a text top at the bottom if you're going to have bottom text, and you're going to use the impact font. So notice here we used black. Now the reason we use black, normally you'll see a meme, it'll have white. Well, this image, the background was too light for white. So we used black. The key is the impact font. That's the font that you're normally seeing on every meme that you see and come across on the internet. So just kind of remember that. As long as you have a word processing software, whatever it is that you choose, and you put an impact font text box on it, you, my friend, can make a meme.
The next thing we're going to talk about is a couple of meme creation tutorials. If you don't want to use any of those things we said, none of those Chrome apps, none of those websites, those phone apps, or even make your own, these are a couple places where they can teach you how to make other memes, or there's already going to be some created ones for you. Notice all of our citations for all of our resources and for our pictures. Just so you know, we do practice what we preach. If you want to find this presentation later, notice there's a bit.ly right there, capital W, what, capital U, meme. So you can access this presentation at any time. Just a little funny, worthless memes. Yo dog, I heard you like memes, so we put a meme on your meme about your meme while we meme. The last thing that you need to know is that you're going to take a little quiz. So here's Ryan Gosling giving you a little bit of support. We appreciate your time today and good luck.